This is probably the hardest video that I've ever had to film, and I never thought that I would ever have to film this video. But my husband said that maybe I should, and maybe it'll make me feel less alone. Hopefully I can get through this without crying, but today's video is going to be a little different than what you're used to seeing from me, and I never thought that I would make a video like this, or that I would ever say this out loud, or I would ever talk about this publicly. But my husband was just giving me some advice, and he said that maybe if I talk about it and share what I'm going through, then maybe I wouldn't feel so alone. And I've been feeling really alone for the last while. So today's video is going to be about pregnancy and kids, or the lack of pregnancy and kids in my case. I'm sorry if I'm not able to articulate very well how I'm feeling and the thoughts that are going through my head. I'm not a very expressive person. I don't really talk much about how I'm feeling. I'm that person that will listen to everybody and help them with their problems and hear them out and just absorb everything that everybody's feeling, but I won't talk about how I'm feeling because I just have a really hard time doing it. But I just can't do this anymore, and I think I need to talk so that I can get my mental health in a better place and maybe have all of your support while I'm picking the pieces of myself up. I've been feeling not okay for 3 years now because Sally and I have really been trying for a kid. We've been really trying seriously for the last 3 years, and nothing has been happening. Every month for the last 3 years, you hope something's gonna happen, and then it doesn't. And then you try to stay positive and hope that the next month's gonna be the one. And then that month's not the one. And then the next month. And then before I knew it, 3 years have passed. And I just feel really inadequate and like I'm broken and like there's something wrong with me as a woman. I've just brushed it off. But a lot of you guys have noticed. You've left me comments on my Instagram telling me that I look sad, or it's so crazy. I've gotten DMs from people telling me that they just feel like I'm not in the right mental space, and they just send me like really positive, happy vibes and say that they're praying for me. And to those of you who did that, I can't even begin to tell you how much that meant. At a time where I didn't tell anybody what was going on in here. It took me a really long time to kind of like wrap my head around all of this and to be strong enough to make this video and to even just talk about it. Like, I just told my family maybe like 3 days ago, and they had no clue what was going on for the last 3 years, and I just hid it and I kept it to myself. And I was really scared to tell my family because, you know, when you grow up in a Desi household, your feelings aren't really at the forefront of conversation. Like, if you have anxiety, it's not real. and if you're sad, it's not real, it's just in your head. Just drink some milk and pray and everything will be okay. And it's not really something that you talk about in South Asian households, and it definitely wasn't something that we talked about a lot in my household. And even the other day when I went to go tell my parents everything that I was feeling, I heard that anxiety isn't real. And I know they come from a different generation, and usually with immigrant parents, it's different. I felt like a weight got lifted off my shoulders after I talked to my family, and Sally was talking to me and saying, maybe if you talk about it publicly to all of you, I will feel less stressed out, less alone, and I'll feel better, hopefully. I don't know. I'm just chasing that feeling of feeling okay. And it's okay to not feel okay, but I've been feeling not okay for 3 years now. It's really taken a toll on my mental health. It's taken a toll on my relationship. Like, it has been really hard, and it's been one of the most trying times in our relationship. And I'm so thankful that we have been able to be there for each other throughout everything, and we were able to get past the last 3 years. But it was really hard. You guys are probably wondering why I'm talking about this now, and I think I've just really reached a point where I'm having a really hard time with the comments that I get sometimes. I've noticed the progression of the comments over the last couple years, and they really started as, oh my god, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Blah, blah, blah. And like, people, you could tell people were like really happy. And we still get those amazing comments. Like, people just want us to have a family, and they want to see that happiness for us. And I'm so thankful to see those comments, even though they still hurt because I feel inadequate as a person who has been trying to get pregnant. But through the years, the comments have just evolved. It went from, oh my gosh, are you pregnant, to why don't you have kids? What's wrong with you? Can you have kids? And then they progressed to, you got so fat and you have no children? Wow, your husband definitely looks at other girls, or your husband's probably cheating on you because you're so fat and infertile. Or you look like you gave birth. And you guys have no idea how hard it is to read those kind of comments when all you want is to be blessed enough to give birth. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to cry so much during this video, and I know it's probably really annoying to see me ugly cry. But this is the first time that I've ever been able to talk about this out loud and really talk about how I'm feeling. So thank you for listening and being supportive, and please be kind in the comments. The comments have just been an influx lately, and you know, it sometimes causes a strain in our relationship because we've been trying for 3 years, and my husband is the type of person who likes to put things out into the universe. That's just his personality type. I'm somebody who just keeps everything in, and he likes to manifest and like put things out into the universe. So he's guilty of the comments too. Like, he'll make social media posts of, oh, I can't wait for you to be the mother of my children, or I want my baby to have your eyes. And it's so sweet that he does that. But stuff like those posts, they add more comments. And literally yesterday he made a post and somebody said, can she even have kids? And I feel like there's a lot of pressure and a lot of blame put on women for not being able to conceive when there's two people. You need two people to make a baby. And I think what I'm trying to say and where I'm going with this is, please be kind in the comments. Please be mindful of what you say to somebody, because you don't know what somebody is going through. It might look like somebody is the happiest person on social media and like somebody's relationship is perfect and they have everything in the world, but you just don't know the deep pain that somebody is feeling through a smile in a picture. So I appreciate everybody who always leaves us messages saying that they pray for us and that you can't wait until we have a family, and for everybody who's been so supportive of us and who's been there for us and just have been a part of our family. It really means a lot. The reason why I've never talked about kids or anything is because I am somebody who likes to brush off everything that I'm feeling with humor. If I'm sad, I'll make a joke about it. I'll laugh. And that's just how I am. But I've kind of reached a point where like my sadness is really taking over me, and we need help. Like, this is a really hard topic for me to talk about because I'm somebody that has never had any goals. Like, it sounds really sad to say, but I haven't really had ambitious goals. Like, I would never thought in my head, like, I am gonna have my own business, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna own a company, or I'm gonna be the CEO of a company, or I'm gonna work at this place, I'm gonna work in this city, and I'm gonna do this. I never had any of those goals. Anytime anybody would ask me what I wanted to be when I was older, my answer always was just that I wanted to be a mom. And that was like really the only goal that I ever had in my life. I wanted to be a mom so bad. Like, I have an email that I'll pull out. I used to write emails to myself because I'm not somebody that likes to verbally talk about how I'm feeling. So I used to write emails to myself and let myself know my thoughts for that day. It was kind of like my email diary. And I remember in 2005, that was grade 12, I sent myself an email making a list of all these baby names that I love for when I get married and start a family. And I just came across that email the other day. And it made me reflect on my life. And I don't want to say that I have any regrets in life, because I feel like everything that you go through throughout your life makes you the person that you are. But I really feel like there's something missing in our life, and I really want to have a family, and I really hope that it's meant for me to have a family. Because I feel like lately I've kind of just been losing hope. Because it hasn't been working for us. So now, 9 years into our marriage, I feel really empty and like something is missing, and I always put babies on the back burner because something about my husband is that he's a really ambitious and goal-oriented person. Like, we are complete opposites. I had no goals except to just be a mom. Like, I didn't even think of having a husband. Like, all I just wanted to be was a mom. Like, there wasn't even a husband in the picture. So when I met Sally, our life just kind of fell into place, and we are complete opposites. Like, he is somebody who has so many goals, so many ambitions, and he's always looking for the next step, and he's always like, I want this, and that's just his personality type. And that's not me. And through the years, his personality type, you become the company that you keep, and I feel like he's rubbed off on me, and I started to have goals, and that's when I really started posting on my social media more seriously and really trying to do something with this whole social media thing. And I got caught up in all the numbers and chasing followers and views and all of that stuff, and I got lost in it, and I kind of put the whole being a mom baby thing in the back of my mind because I kind of had to, because I wanted to support Sally on his dreams and his goals and really be there for my husband and be his support system in everything that he wanted to do. And in order to do that, I had to distract myself with something else, and that's really when I fell into the whole social media thing, and I got wrapped up in all of that. He's been really supportive of everything that I've been trying to do on social media, and I've really tried to be there for him when he first started his business, when we first got married, his marketing agency, and through time he started For Sally, and For Sally is a brand that he really started to get closer to me, and he built it out of inspiration for me because I was just so obsessed with beauty, and For Sally became a passion of his. And at first it was something that brought us a lot closer together because he merged his world with my world, and we were just talking about everything and anything, and he was talking about his passions and I was talking about my passions, and he got my passions because he was really trying to be a part of it. And I'm really grateful for everything that For Sally has become, but timing just hasn't been on my side, I guess. Like I said, we started really trying 3 years ago, and 3 years ago is when For Sally got into Sephora, and neither of us expected what would happen if our brand got into Sephora, and it was just a whole whirlwind from there. And the last 3 years have been really trying. There have been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into For Sally on my husband's end, and I tried to be there wherever I could to support him, but his stress just kept piling up and piling up and piling up, and that stress got translated to me, and I was feeling really stressed, and my anxiety has been at an all-time high. And at the same time, while he's building up this company and hiring all these people and growing the company and expanding it globally and making it bigger and bigger and bigger and chasing his goals and chasing his dreams and reaching that next milestone, at the same time there's this milestone, I don't know if I want to call it a milestone, but there's this thing that I really want, and we both really want it. Like, he really wants to be a dad too. So while he was doing all that, we're trying for a baby, and that's what we've been trying for the last 3 years, and it just hasn't worked for us. And I think we've reached a point now where we need help, and we need to focus on our mental health as well. And I don't want to speak on his behalf on what he is doing with the company and what he's doing with For Sally, but I just know that I'm having a really hard time with, especially with COVID coming around, I will always support him and love him and be there for him in chasing his dreams, but I've really put off being a mom for the last 8 years of our marriage, and we've reached a crossroads. I've never opened up like this before to anybody or ever on my channel, and it's really uncomfortable. I'm like smiling through my uncomfortableness and my sadness. Like, I don't know why I'm like this, but you know that Tupac quote where he says, "I'm dying inside, but outside I'm looking fearless"? That has been the quote that has resonated with me since I was very, very young, since I was like 12. And it really describes me to a T, because I hold everything in and I have a really hard time communicating how I'm feeling. So I really apologize if this video is all over the place and I'm not able to gather my thoughts properly and really express how I'm feeling properly. I've never done this before. I've never opened up like this before. It makes me really uncomfortable. Thank you so much for hearing me out, and I'll see you in my next one.